Welcome back to the channel. Now we are going to see regarding the concept of dictionary data structure in Python programming. In a Python programming, in previous videos we saw regarding the concepts such as list, tuples. Now we are going to see regarding the concept of dictionaries. In dictionaries, primarily the important thing is in one dictionary is a collection of keys and as well as a value of that particular key. So for example, consider roll number, phone number, IP address. Roll number is linked with name, phone number is linked with address, IP address is linked with domain name. In such manner, the one value should be linked with another value. Like student name is linked with student roll number is linked with student name. Like that, one value should link with another value. Here, student name is a key and as well as the student roll number is a value, isn't it? Based upon the keys we can retrieve the values, and based upon the values whatever the data we want to get, we can get back the data. Here we are going to perform different insertion operations, different updation operations, different deletion operations. Whatever the manipulations we can perform on the data, we can perform all those operations. So this is a syntax of a dictionaries. Dictionaries are represented to the flower base. So here you can see, here I am creating a dictionary. D of 100 is equal to Durga, and D of 200 is equal to Ravi. D of 300 is equal to Shiva. Here I am creating a dictionary with name D. Here keys are 100, 200, 300 are the keys, and the values are, if you search for D of 100, I am going to get value as Durga. If I am search for D of 200, I am going to get value as Ravi. If I am going to search D of 300, I am going to get value as Shiva. Based upon the keys, the values you are going to get retrieved. So the dictionary is, if you know the values previously, before itself, you can create dictionaries in the same manner, like this manner. D of 100 is equal to Durga, 200 is equal to Ravi, 300 is equal to Shiva. So here you can see print D I have written. So whatever the values I have written in D, I am going to get those values. Here you can see D is equal to key value. Key value means for each and every key there should be one value. Here you can see how we are going to access the dictionaries. Here we are going to access the dictionaries by the help of a key. You can see here 100 is a key, Durga is a value. Based upon the value of key, I am going to get the result. Here I am writing print D of 100. I am going to get output as Durga. So now let us try this small code. I am going to open ideally. So here I have written D of D. If I call D, the complete whatever the dictionary I am having, I am going to get complete result. So if I write D of 200, so what the value stored in 200? Ravi. I am going to get Ravi as an output. Means based upon the key, I am getting the value of that particular key. If I search D of 400, definitely I am going to get error. Why? Because the value 400 is not defined in our dictionary. If the value is defined, then only you can get the value. If it is not defined, we are going to get the error value automatically. You can see print D of 400, you got error. The same manner what we have done. So this is a small programming defining how to print the name and marks of a student. Here I am creating REC, means rectangular. N is equal to input of, means I am taking n value. N value should be an integer type, and input means the user should give the input, means it is taking input from us. So what input it is taking? Enter number of students. Next, I is equal to 1 and I less than or equal to n. If the I value is less than or equal to n value, so if this condition satisfies, what it is going to do? Name is equal to input of enter student name, means it is going to ask student name. Next, marks is equal to input of enter marks. Next, it is going to ask marks of the student. Next, REC of name is equal to marks, means whatever the marks you have entering of particular name, it is going to record. REC defines that record, means whatever the terms you are writing, based upon that we can manage. I is equal to I plus 1 means it is going to perform increment operation. Next, print means whatever the data we have entered, we are going to print by the help of a print statement. Means what I am going to write in print statement, name of the student slash t percentage of marks. Next, for x in REC means if the for x whatever the value I have written REC, that value should present in x. So if it is present, it is going to print that particular value. You can see the output. I am running the program. Enter number of students. I have written 3 students. So enter student name Durga, percentage of mark 60. Enter student name Ravi, percentage 70. Enter student name Shiva, percentage 80. So how many number of students you may enter? I am going to get after completing entering all the student data, I am going to get in the form of a tabular form. So till now we saw how to create a dictionary and how to insert the values in the dictionary. So now let us see how to update the values which are present in a dictionaries. Based up here, while performing the updation operation, based upon the key values, we are going to perform the updation operation. Here you can see D of 100 is equal to Durga, 200 is equal to Ravi, 300 is equal to Shiva. Print D means as it is I am going to get. You can see 9th line. Next, D of 400 is equal to Pavan. Means I am writing a new value. D of 400 is equal to Pavan. Next, print D. It is going to show 100 Durga, 200 Ravi, 300 Shiva, 400 Pavan. Next, print D of 100 is equal to Sunny. Means I am updating. From Durga to Sunny I am updating. So I am going to get updated result. So now let us try. Now let us try how to perform these values. D of 400 is equal to, means whatever the data you are entering, you have to enter in a single quotes. Now you ask D, it is going to show 100, 200, 300, 400 value also. Why? Because I have added a new value. Now D of 100 is equal to, here they have written Durga. I am updating the value from Durga to Venkat. So you press enter. Now you ask what are the values present in D. I am going to get Venkat, Ravi, Shiva and Srinivas. So here the updation operation has happened for the 100 value. So this is how you are going to perform the updation operation and as well as a insertion operation in an existing dictionary. So you can see D of 100 is equal to Sunny, means in the place of Durga I am getting a value called Sunny. Next, how to delete a dictionary. So here del of D of 100. Now I will ask D. So del means it defines deletion. D of 100. I am going to delete the value of 100. So the 100 value is going to delete. So what are the leftover values in our set? Dictionary set 200, 300, 400 are remaining. So I got only those values as output. So if you want to delete complete dictionary, if you write del space D, you press enter. Now you ask D. It is going to show error. Why? Because there is no value with a particular name D. Why it is saying there is no value? Because here D value we have removed. That is why it is showing error. So this is the procedure how to delete a dictionary. So here D here is equal to D of 100 is equal to Durga, 200 is equal to Ravi, 300 is equal to Shiva. We have defined. Print D. Total it is going to print 100, 200, 300. Deletion of D of 100. It is going to delete Durga. I am going to get output as Ravi and Shiva only. Next, del D of 400 means what it is going to show? It is going to show error. Why? Because there is no value called 400. You can see how error is created. D dot clear. Clear defines that it is going to clear all the elements which are present in our dictionary. So D is equal to 100 is equal to Durga, 200 is equal to Ravi, 300 is equal to Shiva. Print D means it is going to print the complete values. Next, D dot clear. D dot clear defines that it is going to clear all the elements which are present in our dictionary. Print D means after clearing the values, it is going to print the empty dictionary. Next, DEL. DEL defines that to delete any particular value which is present in a dictionary or to delete complete dictionary, whatever it is, we are going to use a DEL command. You can see D, I have defined one dictionary. Print D, I am going to print delete. DELD means I am going to delete. Next, print D. After deletion, I am going to print a value. So in this manner, we are going to perform updation, deletion, insertion in a present existing dictionaries. And some important functions which are present in a dictionaries is DICT. DICT is a command which helps to create the new dictionary. Next, LEN. LEN defines that what is the length of our dictionary we have created. Clear defines that how many, clear defines that to remove the complete data which is present in our dictionary. Clear means it is going to clear all the elements. Get defines that it is going to bring any element to whatever we are required. Means let us try the get command. So let us D is equal to next IDLE. D is equal to 100 colon comma 200 colon comma 300 colon now if you want to perform get of D of 100 DEL of D of 100 means this following command is going to remove the value which is present in the 100 value, means the data Ravi is going to delete. Now if you search for D, I am going to get only Shiva and Srinu. In the manner, clear defines that it is going to remove complete data. Get defines that it is going to get the value which is associated with particular key. Now you see D dot get D dot get of 300. So what the value present in 300? I am having a value present in 300 is Srinu. So I am going to get the Srinu as output. Like that, based upon the value, you can get the values. You can see here 100 Durga, 200 Ravi, 300 Shiva. Next, print D of 100. I am going to get Durga. Next, D of 400 I am asking. I did not have any value with 400. I am going to get error. Next, print D dot get of 100. What is the value associated with 100? Durga. I am going to get Durga. Next, print T dot get of 400. I am not going to get anything because there is no value called 400 here. Next, print D dot get of 100 comma guest. I am going to get Durga. Next, print D dot get of 400 comma guest. I am going to get guest. Why? Because in a place of 400, I did not have value 400 there. If there is any value, I am going to get the value. If there is no value, I am going to get guest. In a place of 100, I am having Durga name. So I got name. If there is no name of that particular value, if there is no value, I am going to get 400 guest there. Here in a place of 400, I did not have 400 in my dictionary. So that is why I got a value called guest. Next, pop defines that it is going to remove the value from our dictionary. Here the removing of the values will be performed from the right hand side values. Here you can see D of 100 Durga, 200 Ravi, 300 Shiva. Next, print D dot pop of 100 means it is going to remove the value called 100 from our dictionary. Next, print d dot pop of 400 means it is going to remove 400 from our dictionary. If there is no value 400, I am going to get error. You can see after removing d of 100, I am having 200, 300. If I am trying to remove 400, if there is no 400 in my dictionary, I am getting error. Next, pop item defines that it is going to pop means it is going to bring out the particular element which we want to remove from our dictionary. Here the pop operation will be performed defaultly from the right hand side values. Here I have written dictionary D of 100 Durga, 200 Ravi, 300 Shiva. Print D, I am going to print the values. Next, print D dot pop item means defaultly it is going to print the first value as 300 Shiva. Next, print D. After removing 300 Shiva, if I want to print what is the values, I am going to get 100 Durga, 200 Ravi. So this is how the process happened. Next, keys means how the keys are processed and how the values are processed in keys. Next, D 100 Durga, 200 Ravi, 300 Shiva. Next, print D dot keys. Next, for case in D dot keys. Next, I am printing D dot keys. So, next I am writing for K in D dot keys means whatever the values present in D dot keys, I am that values are storing. I am storing in K. So why I am storing like that means to for printing that particular value, writing the D dot keys complete sentence is long. So to make it shortener, I am writing K. You no need to write only K, M, Z, whatever the values you want to write, you can write. Here in that our dictionary is a combination of keys and values. Here I am separating keys and separating the values. So here I am asking only the keys. I am going to get only 100, 200, 300. So if you want only the values, you are going to write print d dot values. So you are going to get only values. It is going to separate based on our requirement. Next, items. So to define the items whatever present in our dictionary, first I am going to define a dictionary. Next, I am going to define for k comma b in d dot items. For k comma b means k defines for keys and v defines for values whatever I have defined. Next, print k comma v means first what are the values 100, 200, 300 are the keys, Durga, Ravi and Shiva are the values. Next, copy. Copy is defined that for example, if you want to create another dictionary with the same values, you can use a copy function. So the reason of using a copy function is if you perform any updation operation in your old dictionary, the updation value, the dictionary values get updated. So if you create a copy of the dictionary and if you do updation operation there, the old values will be not changed and new values get changed. You can see here, if I ask D here, it is going to show 200, 300. Next I am going to write D is equal to E. Okay. D is equal to copy of E. Let us see the command. M is equal to D dot copy. Okay, now M is equal to D dot copy. Now if I call M, I am going to get same values whatever defined in D. Next, set default. Set default functions defines that whatever the values you are having in a dictionary, we are going to give default values. Here, defaultly in a dictionaries, there are keys and values. You are not going to get values and keys. First there will be keys, after that there will be values. It is a default statement defining. So there is no shading, no, there is no any alternation way for defining the default values. So here there is the programming defines that how to, let us see the program here. Here I have defined a dictionary 100 Durga, 200 Ravi, 300 Shiva. Next, print d dot set default 400 Pavan. Here I am creating a default value called Pavan. Print d, I am going to get 100, 200, 300, 400. Next, d dot set default of 100 comma Sachin. So after creating a default value, if you print again, I am going to get a value called 100, 200, 300, 400. Next, update means whatever the update operation you want to perform in a dictionary, you can perform the values based upon in which key you want to perform updation. You can write D of 100 is equal to Ravi. So I am going to get in a place of X place, I am going to get Ravi as a updated value. You can see D is equal to EVAL means you are evaluating. D is equal to evaluation of input of entire dictionary. Next S is equal to sum of D dot values. Next print sum is equal to S. Based on that enter dictionary means I am entering A 100, B 200, C 300. Sum means I am going to, here I am performing a sum operation. So I am going to get 100 plus 200 plus 300, 600. Next, this is the program defining how many letters are there in our particular string and how many letters are repeating in our string. Here I have defined word is equal to input I have written. Next dictionary I have created empty dictionary. Next for x in word I have defined x value. Like that next I am defining keys and values in a dictionary. Next print k occurred on v times means particular key value occurred these many number of times. You can see here I am running the program. Enter any word. I have entered Mississippi. Here M occurred one time, I occurred 4 times, S occurred 4 times, P occurred 2 times. Like that, a particular value, how many times it has occurred, it is going to give the result. Next, this is a program defining that whatever the input I am giving, in that input, how many vowels are present, isn't it? This is a program defining. So this is a program defining that whatever the input you are entered, based on the input, it is going to check whether the student details are found or not based upon the student marks and everything. Let us see this program. N is equal to int input of enter the number of students I am writing. First, after creating a number of students, I am creating an empty dictionary with D value. Next, for I in range of N means for how many student details you are going to give range. Means if you give for I in range 5 means you are going to enter 5 student details like that. After giving a student details, you are going to give name, marks of the each and every individual students. If the while true means if the condition satisfies, if the name is equal to marks, whatever the input you have entered, if that condition satisfies, you are going to give marks is equal to d dot get of name minus 1 means you are going to print name and marks. Means if the particular marks are not found, you are going to get a result as a student details are not found. If the details are found, I am going to get the marks of the marks of name means whatever the student are marks or particular marks. Like that, you are going to get the output based upon the student details whatever you have given. Next, this is a concept which is going to perform the squares and doubles of the input. Means here squares is equal to x is equal to x into x for x in range 1 2 6 means for x in range 1 2 6 means what is the output I am going to get 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, squares means 1 square 2 square 3 square 4 square 5 square like that I am going to get. Next, doubles means what it is going to give means 1 square whole square 2 square whole square 3 square whole square 4 square whole square 5 square whole square like that it is going to print. So this is what the general concept of dictionaries and basic operations which we can perform in a dictionaries. Thank you.